offer owners, sales managers, growth operators, setter managers. I guarantee you that this has definitely saved a lot of time on my end. Even my own setters said that they love it. Yo, what is going on? So welcome to this video. I'm gonna be breaking down how you can get your setters to automatically get better by themselves by simply doing one thing. And I'm gonna break that down for you, which is reviewing your own calls, all right? So this is for offer owners, sales managers, growth operators, setter managers, and for setters as well. If you wanna get better by yourself without actually having to be on calls with your manager or whoever it is, or be on calls with their setters, this is the exact way on how you can get your setters better. Here's some screenshots of literally my own setters and my own offers saying how much this has helped them. And this will also increase the self-awareness in your setters. They can see themselves on these calls in a third-person view. Whenever I'd hop on calls, I would see myself in third person, which is super weird to hear it, but time was just slow. It was kind of like I was back, I used to play basketball. It's kind of like I was back playing basketball again, right? But I could see everything in slow motion. I was moving so fast and everything was moving so slow because I was aware of what I was saying. I was aware of what I was doing because I simply just reviewed my calls, right? And I reviewed my game tape. So this is exactly what I'm gonna show you here. Other than that, let's get into it. All right, cool. So number one, there's 6 steps on this framework that you want your setters to go through, okay? Number 1, listen to the prospect's response. 2, pause the video. 3, think of the best next question to ask. 4, ask yourself, why would you ask that question? And then write it down. 5, play the recording and listen to what you actually asked. And then 6, write down if that was a good question or a bad question and why, okay? Again, we always wanna check for BANT, which is budget, authority, need, and time. I mention this a lot. You need this on every single setting call in order for it to be confirmed. Shout out my boy Jalen who came up with this acronym. Example, it should look like this, okay? Whenever your setters are reviewing a call, and keep in mind too, I have my setters do this the first 2 weeks of them actually hopping on the offer, okay? Because that's the most crucial time for them actually to get better. Because since they're newer to the offer, one of the best ways to help them get ramped up quicker in your offer as well. So how it should work is whether it's on Discord or Slack, wherever you have your communication channel, they should have call reviewed. They need to review it and submit it every day, 8:59 p.m. PST. Call reviewed, the name of the lead. So active listening and probing, they rate it out of 10. For example, this here, it's an 8 out of 10. Why is it 8 out of 10, right? You have to explain themselves. They have to explain themselves. They did a great job in probing on the things that he said, and he naturally flowed with the combo. The budget is part of BANT, right? Financial qualifier. What would you rate it out of 10? 10 out of 10. Why is it a 10 out of 10? Well, because I doubled down on making sure that you had the funds. Perfect, right? Authority. So partner, right? 1 out of 10. Why is it a 1 out of 10? Well, because I didn't make sure they had a partner who would do this with them. And the need. Also part of BANT, 6 out of 10. Why is it a 6 out of 10? Got cleared on what their goals are and what the problem is, just didn't get the impact the problem is having, okay? And then locking down the appointment. So this is pretty much just tying them down to make sure that they can make the appointment, right? I tied them down 2 times, is a 10 out of 10. I tied them down 2 times to make sure that they'll be there by repeating the time and making sure nothing else will interfere with the appointment. And then time, that's the T in BANT, right? It's a 10 out of 10. Yes, they have 10 hours a week to put towards this, okay? Obviously, your setters will be saying a lot more, and I'll show you some real life examples of what my setters do and what they put in their call reviews, but this is pretty much what it looks like in a rough estimate. Now, notes about the lead. They'll put any extra notes they have about the lead. The goal is 50K cash collected, this is what it takes. Now, this is the formula for success. The formula for success for anything you do in life, but mainly for your reps, is more volume / reps, repetition, means you get better quicker, plus reviewing your own calls, especially in this way, plus asking for help, plus implementing what you learned equals an A+ setter, all right? It's the feedback loop. Simply just gathering feedback, analyzing it, and then acting on it. So as you guys can see here, this is one of my setters. So she put call review Dan, active listening and probing, 8 out of 10. Why is it an 8 out of 10? She explained exactly why right here. The budget, I confirmed you had a realistic liquid budget in the 2 to 4K range. To make this stronger, I could have anchored the investment more directly to his 11K a month goal. An opportunity cost of staying at 1K a month, all right? Dan is the sole decision maker. I confirmed that there were no outside approvals needed. I got clear on his goals. As you guys can see, where I'm going with this, right? The need, clear on his goals, and then locking down the appointment. I tied the conversation back to his goals and seriousness, but I could have strengthened this by future pacing. So clearly, as you can see in this, they start to realize what they could have done on the actual call. And by them doing that, they know what to do next on another call, okay, on another setting call. and then time. I confirmed he has consistent time available, yada, yada, yada. As you can see, another setter, right? Active listening. This was one of our newer setters. He probed on the last offer, rated 9 out of 10. But look, 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10, right? The low score here is due to the fact that he didn't have the finances. We agreed to circle back in 2 months because he didn't have the liquid capital. Okay, so he's broke. Didn't cover this. We'll cover in the follow-up. Didn't cover this. So as you guys can see, they still have to do it even for the leads that they didn't set, right? So this lead was obviously broke. But yeah, again, like I said earlier in the video, right? This is from one of my setters. I told them that for the first 2 weeks, like I said, they had to send daily setter self-call reviews during the first 2 weeks since they're being ramped up. One of my setters said, can I just keep sending it here, right? Because he was past his 2 weeks. He said, at least for me, it was a good self-awareness exercise. I'm telling you, the stuff that I'm showing you guys works. Even my own setters said that they love it. It's just a matter of implementing it and you seeing results, right? So that's pretty much it for this training. Honestly, I mean, I can tell you that this has definitely saved a lot of time on my end as a sales manager. I still do review their calls, of course. So I'm not saying you should completely stop reviewing their calls, but what I'm saying is that this helps on top of you reviewing the calls so that way they can see their own mistakes. And it's not just you who's saying it, okay? It's just like a discovery, right? Or it's just like, you know, a sales call. If you're asking them the lead questions to change, it's different from you asking questions and leading them to the answer versus you just telling them what to do, right? It's the same thing here. They see it for themselves on why they are not either setting the call or where they're going wrong or why the discoveries suck ass. They see it for themselves, right? On top of you reviewing their calls and telling them what to focus on. So that way they're like, oh yeah, I remember when I reviewed this call. Here's what I used to do. Here's what I'm gonna do while they're actually on the setting call. You know, and here's what Aaron told me. Here's what my sales manager told me. Or here's what the offer owner told me. Whatever you are, right? I promise you this works like a charm. You can also do this for your closers as well. I guarantee you, if you see any improvement, just shoot me a message. I'll be happy. Now, if you need help downloading your setting process or your sales process, just send me a DM on Instagram at @TheRealAaronThomas, and I'll see how I can help out. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Share this with another setter, offer owner, growth operator, sales manager, whoever you know that could benefit from this. Other than that, I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.